Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ASUS ROG Summer Championship here in Helsinki, Finland. Group A is done and dusted. Two teams has advanced for tomorrow's playoffs, and it's time for Group B. We'll kick off things with Group B with a very special game. Everybody here in Finland loves the sports. So Finland versus Sweden. ENCE versus ArchAngels is going to be our first game. The analytics are wickedly prepared to crack on the game, so let's head to them.
All right, boys, how ready are we?
Pretty ready, I'd say. I have a slight feeling I know what you two are going to be, pointing out, highlighting.
What are you talking about? This is going to be the least biased analyst segment ever.
Least biased, like t-shirts don't mean anything at all.
Ah, it's just random shirts just happen to be on the first thing I found in my closet.
I think it's just a really good-looking shirt that everybody should look into purchasing, frankly.
Well, there you go.
I have to agree with that.
That's good enough reason, I guess. It's fair enough.
Fair game. Yeah.
I saw you lining up there earlier, so.
I was, but then there wasn't enough time. Such a big line.
I told you they're running out of sizes. I had to fight people.
Like literally fight people.
Yeah, it gets rowdy over there.
Let's start things off by just quickly running through this group. Hopefully we can get that on the screen as well. As we were told, it's going to be that Group B that we're looking into right now. And we have ENCE, Space Soldiers, Tricked, and ArchAngels here battling it out. It's the first game, so it's going to be ENCE versus ArchAngels. That's going to be the one that we're going to be covering here. And also Space Soldiers versus Tricked is going to be going on simultaneously. And the winners of these matches are going to play one another, and the losers as well. And then, well, still the system is GSL. It's 2 wins, and you go through. 2 losses, you're out of the tournament. It's rather simple. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the group itself? Like, who do you guys think are the favorites to go through?
Well, initially my instant favorite is ENCE. I don't think that really comes as a big surprise to most people, but ENCE, and I think they should be able to get the first seed going out of this. But then the second place, to me, it's going to be up to, between the second game that's going to be happening simultaneously, Space Soldiers versus Tricked. I think whoever wins that is going to be my favorite to get out of the groups with ENCE.
I guess it's for Space. If Xantares happens for Space Soldiers, anything's possible,
yeah,
right?
And he's actually gotten more help as of late as well. It's not just Xantares only. We've seen several good games from Engine. We've seen several good games from Paz as well ever since he's joined the team. So they're becoming more and more of a structured and stable team where they don't just have to solely rely on that one man to carry them through.
I mean, this year, I guess the highlight of the year has to be Copenhagen Games that you and me were doing.
I think they definitely overperformed according
to
expectations going into it, for sure. But then, there they started to show that they can actually do more than just wait on Xantares to go absolutely nuts.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Xantares has actually played well at every single LAN he's went to. That's what people miss it, just the fact that he's from Turkey. And I mean, up until now, their team, at least until now, their team hasn't been very well sponsored, so they haven't been able to attend a lot of tournaments. But I mean, as a team, they actually haven't played poorly almost ever. I guess they don't have the best of internets in Turkey, so that probably affects their results online. But I mean, they're a solid team that it's a team that I'm most looking forward to watching here, because you just don't get to see them play that often. And Xantares is definitely a very rare talent. Like, it's incredible the kind of things that guy is able to do. So that's the one thing I'm looking forward to. And also, as you said, Tricked is probably the other team that's sort of probably the most favored to be going through to the playoffs. And I'm from that team. I've been told to watch out for Yugi as the opera of that team. Supposedly going to be doing big things. So we'll see how that plays out.
You always got to have your eyes peeled on God Hunden too. Just the way it goes. God Hunden.
Yeah, no, when it comes to Tricked, they actually have quite a bit of firepower. Percy has been kind of a bit of a mercenary similar to Cadian, not necessarily, standing in for TSM and those likes, or Astralis now, but definitely been hopping around teams, just lending his hand and been doing really well. So he's just a very solid fragger. And also, as much of where that Hunden gets on forums and whatnot, he is able to create a system in whatever teams he plays, and that does actually improve the overall level of the team. So even though he might necessarily not be able to keep up in terms of fragging and that type of thing, then he definitely brings something that allows the rest of his team to perform better.
Well, I think it's time to let's jump into the veto a little bit. So let's just specify more on the ENCE versus ArchAngels games that we have coming up. And I feel like this is going to be an intriguing map for everyone watching, and for us certainly to turn out to be Mirage, the map that we're going to be seeing here. My initial thought is, yeah, ENCE has been playing this map recently not so well. They've lost the past, I want to say 7 times they played it. So it's definitely not been something that they've performed super well, mostly because of the CT side.
Well, yeah, and well, weirdly enough, for both these teams, it's a map that they're not afraid to play, even though recent results haven't been all that good. ArchAngels, I think they picked it in best of 3 scenarios. At least the last 4 best of 3s they've played, lost every game, but they still continue to go back to it. Yeah. So they probably sit with the feeling that they know what kind of mistakes they're making every time they play it, and they feel like they can change it rather quickly.
That's what every Counter-Strike player ever said.
Well, the thing is, if you're the leader of the team and you're the guy who usually does the vetoes, if you feel like you keep losing due to just obvious mistakes, it's really hard to go against picking that map if you think that you can be really good on it, if people just don't mess up some, to you, very simple things. So it's sometimes hard to really gauge your real level or true level that you can actually achieve, because some of these people might not be making the same mistakes in practice. They might be more comfortable. They might not be doing the same things that they do wrong here. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't think it's a great map for either team. It's also not a bad map.
Yeah, well, definitely not. I mean, like I just alluded to a little bit there, it's mostly for ENCE to be the CT side, because the T side they can put the numbers on the board, that's for sure. But it seems like the CT is really shaky, like their decision making on when to push and where, because they like to be aggressive in the middle. They like to push pals every now and again. They like to push B. It seems like their feel for the situation, intuition is not working correctly at times, and they have that in the wrong situation. They'll money break, and then they'll end up in a vicious cycle of having to eco, or play with low economy, and that makes it all just that much harder. Yeah,
I guess the one thing that is going to be different, obviously, coming to an offline event is the fact that most teams will play way more aggressive, just both on T side and CT side when they're online. So that, again, when you talk about the feel that people get and the read they make on certain teams online, could be very different. So even if you're messing up in online games and you actually run into a way too aggressive team than what you're expecting, that might still work when you come to an offline environment, because people are going to play more passive. They are going to take their time and be more well thought out about their decisions during a round.
Yeah, well, I've just got the word that the knife round is done, so I think we're going to be throwing this over to our lovely casters, Cedric and Henry G, to take over. So, boys, let's do this.
Shall we do it?
What have you got there, Henry?
Notes. All my notes, all the stats and information.
You don't take notes?
I've got it all here.
Okay, well, tell me what we're doing then.
We're about to do the first map of Group B. It's going to be ENCE versus ArchAngels.
Your notes, and you still had to check the screen. You did good with those notes, Henry. The good news is we finally get to see ENCE on home soil. They had a very long night last night, won the Finnish championship, but it took 3 maps and 3 overtimes on the third one. It was a train map against LGR, who are no longer in the tournament. They got knocked out today, so ENCE had a little bit longer to sleep in. We'll see if that pays off.
They did. You feel like those guys definitely were struggling this morning, but Group B for ENCE, we're going to be going into Mirage. I feel like they're the heavy favorites for this group. I feel like them and Space Shot is going to be a hell of a game if that does happen. Obviously, you've got ArchAngels to go through first. Some interesting names, Matt. We recognize some of these guys from some minors and stuff like that. If you remember Downey, Zender, stuff like that. We've casted these guys a few times.
Yeah, Zender's kind of been around a few different teams throughout, so we had some time on Dendity, a couple others that we casted Torpedo for a little bit of time when we saw them in the start of 2016 during the minors, but Alu is going to start things off, how fittingly, with the Tech-9 as they rush into B and get a quick bomb plant down. So ENCE already starting well as Domin goes down to start it negatively for ArchAngels. Good retake underway, though. Spets is going to find the first one. Quick able to take down Nasu, and suddenly it changes gears altogether. They've got a kit still in play as well on Downey, and it's all suddenly left to Sunny. In a 1 versus 4, already the kit on the bomb. It's going to be a quick defuse, just a few seconds left to go, and even though he tries to fight forward, it's going to be ArchAngel to pick up the first round.
Very strong start from ENCE. They get to the B side, they find that first kill, like he pointed out. Actually, Alu to pick it up. The bomb's down very quickly as well. That fast retake though from ArchAngels. We saw it yesterday, man. We actually watched that game, the Finnish derby last night. It seems like ENCE, they do struggle in these key situations where they have the bomb down, they have the advantageous sort of positions, and still it's ArchAngels just running through the window and taking them out. There's a flurry of headshots all over the place. This is what we're used to seeing, though. We've seen a lot of force fights today, but ENCE, after getting the bomb down in the pistol, they will be forcing up in the third. So a very clean round here. Purely the objective. They can get a bomb down, amazing, we'll take it. But they're not really expecting too much here. Run out to the A site, hope for the best. If they can get a plant, that's actually kind of impressive. Does not go down.
That's not going to happen. Nope. Entirely rejected. In fact, with very little damage done the other way. Just a few mere bullets going in toward Downey, who sits at 5-0, if I'm not mistaken. Take that back. It's Quicks at 5-0, and he's gone to an early AWP as a result of this. And that's all due to the amount of SMG kills that he picked up in the last round. And it's beneficial because with the bomb plant, ENCE are going on to AKs.
Yep, he knows that's happening. He knows he has a bit more room to breathe here. He can actually go quite aggressively. Not going to have anyone challenging him in that respect. So let's see what he decides to do. We'll be going straight towards the middle there. The smoke is down from ENCE. They will be crossing over. He fires off a shot, so that gives their way. I prefer them just to maybe keep that up a little bit of a secret going into this stage of the round. But still, just asserting his dominance here as we go into round number 3. We'll see what kind of setup ENCE are presenting right now. It looks like we've got 2 players in towards the underpass, bomb towards top and middle as well, and this is going to be Nasu holding the palace area for any aggressive play from the CTs. CTs have got 2 UMPs. That's not a huge deal in today's meta. It's still a very viable weapon in the gun rounds. Not as versatile as the M4, of course, but still has its place on the map. It's going to be mid-control obtained by ENCE, but smoked out for now towards the connector. This will be clearing this one out and seeing if it's possible for them to get 4 players into them. Presumably, this will be busting out as soon as they get the opportunity.
And a shot into the smoke with the FAMAS, but he's got smoked off. Doubly one at the top of connector, one inside of jungle, and Quicks, he's able to shut it down regardless. Sunny's still in the open, though, with the AK. Does get Downey, but bomb dropped in the vision of the AWP. Player just barely gets back around triple stack, and that bullet, you could see the residue, was right beside his left arm. The next one, better from connector, but Alu's going to fight back, and Nasu and he have each picked up kills. However, Dominate walks around the corner again, and another SMG kill, upgraded to an AK.
Another situation, I have to say, look, like ENCE are panicking. They've got time on the board. Why are they rushing the plant? No one's covering connector, and they're planting in the open. I guess at that point, maybe they just surrendered that the round was over, trying to get some more money in the back. But from far as I'm concerned, you can still win that round. You slow it down, wait for the rotations to come in, then you can actually think about the bomb plant down. You don't have to rush the plant. As soon as you do that, you're out of the round for 3.5 seconds. And a bit of a panic there after ENCE did some good work to get the mid control. They got towards connector. They smoked off jungle. Pretty decent exchanges until they lost the man advantage, and then all hell broke loose. It's going to be 3-0 from ArchAngels. It's a massive round for them to win. A fast A attack from ENCE coming in now. First kill goes in favor of the CTs. The bomb will be planted by the looks of things. Down it goes. There's still a lot of work to do here to even think about winning this round.
Quick play of the rotation out of B already. Sunny, Yuho, and Alu, the last 3 alive. That's quickly changed, as always. Whenever I talk, something changes. Quick's able to drop down, Sunny fully blinded. He takes his time, and another Tech 9 kill onto Alu. But a bomb plant down for ENCE. Now 4 rounds will be in the lost round bonus. They should be able to buy immediately back into this. The question is, with how much utility? Actually, yeah, they're quite well off. So they're going to have easily an AWP out onto Alu if they elect to go for it, and they quickly will. But oddly enough, okay, he does go for the head armor. I was going to suggest he might go for more utility.
I don't think he's that kind of guy. He wants to be
Fair enough.
He wants to be going for the kills, you know. He wants to have that protection, give himself a bit more to play with. He wants to be going in there and finding those first kills. Round 5 comes in. We'll see if there's any aggression or change of pace into the CTs at all. We have got Zendi towards the connector area. Pop smoke out towards that connector side. I can hear the other game on the other side of the room kicking off now. I feel like Space Shoulders are leading the way there, but still, back to this one. It's a fast A attack, and it's going to be ENCE fastly getting their way to the side, but it's the bomb down. What are you doing with the bomb there? That's a crazy play from him, and Zendi is getting frags thrown at him. No one really challenging. This is looking a little bit too easy at the moment. Sloppy execution, getting the positional control, and just giving the bomb away. Now it's in a horrible sight. As we got Alu down to 11 HP, but Nasu doing what he can. 3 versus 2, Alu very low HP.
He's still just holding the angle, though, and it's going to benefit him because Quicks had to inevitably move away. Him and Downey stacked together in the same position, so we'll see if Alu can read the fact that there's 2 from there, but they're trying to set the crossfire onto the bomb. Downey doesn't even really need to peek this right now. Fetz has all the information required. Just has to wait it out. Here's Alu jumping into the top of the stairs. Smoke off, though. Now it's up to Downey to make the play, and he starts to shuffle out, times it perfectly. Alu goes down. Good communication between the Archangel players. And Nasu 1 versus 2. Directly in the crosshair, but Fetz no way to know that just yet. Bomb recovered. 34 seconds to play with. Smoke to dissipate in the next 5, but he's just made it around the corner toward the vent. The question is, will he get the escape? Because Fetz has to have the idea that he's gone that direction, and quickly down he should rotate to the back of the CT spawn. Shots fired, doesn't catch him at the doorway. Waits for the window, though, and it's Fetz that will pick up the kill.
More mistakes being made. They get the control of the A site once again. It's that bomb play from Zart. Does he not realize he had the bomb? He just runs straight towards jungle, into the open, and he's got no one there to get the refrag either. That goes down, and that just throws a complete spanner in the work there for ENCE. They need to slow things down here. When they get the control of these bomb sites, they're just rushing the situation a little bit too much. It's going to be round number 6 here, and they have got, is it a full force buy here? No, it's a partial buy coming in. So Tech 9s, P50s, they have got armor as well, smokes to play over as well, but only 2 of them. 5 players towards the B apartments, and it looks like they probably will be smoking towards short, towards the kitchen window. But ArchAngels, they're ready for this. You can see them setting up. That's a big grenade coming in as well. Won't do too much against the armored players, but here come the Tech 9s. You can hear the paintball guns firing off. The smokes are down, and Dominate and Quick's finding kills. It's looking pretty easy for them so far. 3 kills obtained in total. Sunny and Ali remain, and it's a team kill, but ultimately doesn't affect the round too much. If Ali remains, and he's going to be taken down by the silent USP of Dominate. 6-0 here, Matt. This is the best of 1 on Mirage, and so far ENCE yet to get going. They're doing the beginning of the round is good. They're getting the mid control, they're getting to the A side. Just one blunder happens, and then all of a sudden it all falls apart. But if they can just compose themselves. One thing I've noticed in this tournament so far, I don't think we've had a single pause.
That's actually really true. That is perhaps the most interesting stat we've seen so far, throughout the course of this.
Does that just show the level of thought between the top teams and like maybe the guys on the tier 2 and 3? Like, especially at ENCE right now, if you start losing a couple more rounds, I'd say, right, let's just take a pause, let's talk about what's going on here. What are the problems? Where are we losing this bomb? Why are we not getting it planted? Anyway, round number 7 comes in, Alu back towards the AWP. He's holding in a very defensive position towards top and middle. He's thinking at this point, the TTs are having a really good go at it. They're probably going to be changing the setup, trying to surprise the terrorists by the adjustment coming in and say, right, let's go for that first pick, then fall back. But they're actually doing more of the same here. Very standard setup for a counter-terrorist side on Mirage. It's going to be Quicks with the AWP on the CT side. He's still towards window. Getting a time here to play with. That incendiary goes towards the mid boxes there. It will slow down ENCE slightly here. Good grenade on towards Alu's head. Oh, takes him down to 43. Actually landed in the hitbox there, I think. That was absolutely nuts. And it gets him through the smoke. Okay, 5 on 4. Mission accomplished with the CTs now. Your move, ENCE. How are you going to get back into this one?
Well, smoke utility applied, at least on the window. Quick's not giving up on trying to find the kills regardless. Double up. Or rather, single up, excuse me. He's going to rotate off this, and Zenda will anchor from CT. Watch underneath the shadow as well. So they've got A pretty much locked down on the exchange at entry. Thankfully for that sense, ENCE going to go toward B. Molotov off on Van, but Dominate playing the side angle on top of the wooden boxes, and shots coming through. Tagged up by Quick. Zarda's going to fall at the hands of Dominate, but now finally an entry. It's Yuho, the versatile player, and Sunny that combined for a kill apiece. Brings it back to 3 versus 3, and Quick's AWP cannot deny the plant, but damage done as the nade goes through. The Molotov prevents a direct retake through the window from ArchAngels, but Quicks is still trying to find the next pick. Third player walking in from Catwalk as well. Actually, I take that back down. He's gone all the way towards, so that's a long rotation. I would have expected him to be on Catwalk now. He's going for the flank play because they've got the time to do so, where they do have the 2 kits in hand. Zenda still can't find the picks, though, and now it's Yuho and Sunny. They've got to keep 3 players alive in this, though, because they'll be facing a 6-round reset, and Downey just needs to do damage if he can't deny the plant. They still have to get on this. And he's going to find the first one onto Yuho. Second one potentially now on Catwalk. He's got the kit, but no time. They've done just enough in this, and Nasu needs to get away from here. He's going to grab the AWP, but goes down, so all 5 players go down. That's exactly what Downey needed to do.
You're absolutely right. He didn't want to win the round. He just wanted to take everyone down with him, watch them burn as the bomb off the wire. He gets 2 kills for himself, and the bomb takes down the 3rd. So ENCE, you're absolutely right. They're going to struggle immensely going into this one. I think Alu can only justify a Tech 9 here. So he's got the Tech 9 in utility, but if they were to lose this round, it's almost certainly going to be a double eco going forward. So round number 8, ArchAngels still in a fantastic position here. Quick, no AWP for him as well. I think they could have justified one. I think they had enough money to purchase it. You see, Downey still has $4,300 after buying. So sticking with the rifle setup here. Going to be changing their setup once again. They're actually quite comfortable. That round was close. They got the opening pick. It was just ENCE doing a good job making their way out towards B. And it's Vets now takes down Yuho, and there's going to be a B play coming in. Alu going in first set, and he does manage to get that first pick. It's actually Zarta picks it up.
Well, that's a pretty important kill to get because it forces the player on Catwalk, Vets, to change his attention and allows Nasu around the corner as he's distracted. Without that, they did not have the advance onto Catwalk. Same Molotov this time on the window. It's Zenda that's on the reverse side of it, and Downey that this time is going for the same flank, where which he took down the remaining players last time by virtue of allowing the bomb to explode and limited the economy once again. Retake, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but again, the reset is the problem for ENCE. Downey using the Molotov. He does have to clear the van. Spots one in the corner, but Zenda's got that kill instead. Low HP on Catwalk. It's down to just one player, Alu, remaining. 1 versus 2. He's got a Molotov at hand. But does his position favor this? He knows there's a player inside of the apartments. He's going to wait this out passively, but was he spotted on the way down? I'm not quite sure he was. He's got the lineup. They go for it. And Downey does get off the bomb, and he's got the kit in time. It's a full reset, 7-1 for ArchAngels.
That's a big, big round for ArchAngels to pick up. And look at the perfect play from Alu there. He kept his mark, kept the trigger discipline towards that van area, just couldn't finish it off. Just enough time there as soon as he was spotted towards the van. Coming off the defuse. Really nice play. I've got a cough now.
Do it. Do it.
There we go.
We won't forgive you. But this is massive because 7-1 mid first half reset T-side. Sure, T-side you can build up your economy a little bit quicker, but you also need rounds dearly on Mirage.
Well, it's not too bad considering they've got the plant down. That's an extra $800 per player, so it's not the end of the world. They should be able to get up AKs, Galils next round, maybe a couple of Tech 9s, who knows, but it's going to be a full eco going for this one, and ArchAngels looking very strong indeed. These clutches going in their favor. That was such a big round for them to pick up. 3 players remaining now, 4 ENCE. Just 1 PG-50, that's in the hands of Alu and his teammates. Just falling around, and Fetz getting 2. Alu doing what he can, but there it is. It's going to be 8-1 in favor of the ArchAngels, and it's looking pretty bleak for ENCE right now. They do have money to buy, like I said. Orb comes out, double Orb in setup, so it's Nasu gone for the full glass cannon, no grenades, just an Orb. Alu, similar story, he has got a body armor, but no nades, so this won't be a very technical round. They'll just be trying to work the picks. They sense execution possibility is pretty weak. You can't really execute to the bomb sites with the 2 orbs and try and get those in nice and close range. You're going to have to try and slow things down. This is the aggressive play we've been talking about from ArchAngels. Actually going to be mixing it up this time around. This could be problematic as well, but Sunny, he gets the first kill. Yuho chiming in as well. He takes down Zenda, 5-on-3. That should be enough here.
Should be enough, not to mention they still have 3 smokes to work with, which we know is enough to do a basic A execution. It's also good enough to cover off this position from the top of connector and try and push Downey into an awkward isolated angle. He's able to get away. Reasonable HP lost from the ArchAngels side on Sunny, Yuho, and Alu. Downey himself now sits on 19, and ENCE is going to try and play the time with his advantage. Spray into the corner. Sunny finds that kill as well. That's 5 versus 2. This time efficiency might be something they can achieve as Alu's going to find Quicks rotating around. It's on Fetz in the same position. And he's just going to have to wait this out. Kit to play with, sure, but 1 versus 5, just get guns out of their hands. Doesn't see him, oddly enough, when he snapped down. Must have been checking radar at the same time and his peripherals didn't work.
Well done, a much more convincing round there from ENCE, keeping all 5 players alive. Sunny lighting them up. Very talented individual. And we'll see whether they can hold on to it this time. The problem is before they win a round and getting reset afterwards, this might not be the case this time. If you look at towards the ArchAngels buy, they've got a Scout, a 5-7 and 3 M4s. It's a much more difficult prospect going forward into this one. ENCE keeping the double orb set up, of course, and drop a single frag last round at Alu. Looking a bit more aggressive towards middle this time. Going to be joined by Yuho as well. Nasu just holding towards that A ramp. So starting to get into this one. Still quite early days. Definitely not over yet by any stretch of the imagination. There it is, another great shot from Zart. Gives the kill towards Quick. So 5-on-4, they can slow things right down now with that man advantage.
Trying to fade away jumper toward the window, do any damage that he can, but again, an early pick to work with. And with Zenda on the scout, economy finally falling out of the hands of ArchAngels. There might be a chance ENCE can mount something in this half. They've already conceded 8 rounds. What can they pull in their favor as Sunny walks in? Fetz gets caught in the open, and Zenda on the P250 Tech 9, 5.7, CZ75, all the same sound gun, so it's all the same gun now.
It's all the same. I wish it was around there. ENCE can't throw away at this point. It's completely tied up. 2 orbs, watching the bomb go down as well. There's no kits available for the CTs. Their options here, they pretty much save the guns if they can. Looks like Zenda wants to try and get something out of this. He will be holding towards the kitchen window, seeing if he can take someone down once again. Probably trying to get as many weapons going off with the bomb. As there's going to be Downey that's dropped, and Zendi can't really go for the ninja here. He's looking for exits. What's the plan? Hoping he can hear some footsteps, but smartly the terrorists are sticking together, and he will get nothing for his money here. So he'll be holding towards the kitchen, seeing if anything will run into his crosshair, which it will not. So that should be now pretty much a full eco coming in for the CTs next round. They tried to reset the money once again. They took the risk of that force buy. A few M4s, scouts, and a pistol. Did not work out for them this time. So ENCE really starting to get into this one now. Zart was the one to open up the round, and you see he reflects it now. He's going to be going for the UMP. Could have definitely afforded an AK-47. It means he's more the reconnaissance style player. He can go into situations first, tie to choke points. Giving away a UMP is not the end of the world, but Zenda, he still has the M4A4, so let's see what he can do with this one. We'll try and stay on board of him. It looks like a fast B attack potentially from ENCE here. Full on B rush. You know I'm not a fan of these sort of calls, Matt, but let's see how it works out for them.
Dominate down below the window, gets overlooked. She does actually manage to get Yuho, but that's traded by Zard on the way through. Now we're not sure which direction to stare with his AWP, so he'll set for window at market. It's Zarda that's going to be the player under pressure first as they split inside of middle. M4 up for Zenda. Head armor as well to work with. Gets the closest to crossing the line of fire from Zarda, but so far just sitting on the perimeter and likely going to try and set through the apartment, see if they can open it that way. Good deagle shot from Fetz. That'll encourage their movement. Alu needs to be well aware of the fact that not only are they occupying catwalk, but needs to stay at a safe angle so he's not exposed from both positions, including the apartments. And smartly, it's going to be on the balcony that he plays. The exit plan has to be through market at this point, and that is a good read so far from ArchAngels because they've rotated back around to try and grab these guns on the way through.
Absolutely. You can see Zenda, as soon as they got that first kill on the bomb was down, he's like, I need to save his M4 for the next round. The money's not in a great situation. He'll be trying to save it, and it's going to be Quicks going down. I don't think he had much to work with anyway. So saving a UMP, saving an M4, that helps boost the economy for the CTs going forward. They'll be able to get more grenades this time from kits. Won't have the AWP yet, but still, it's a lot more promising. Oh, they've actually upgraded the UMP. That's interesting. I'd assume they would have actually kept that and try to keep the money a little bit healthier, but they're going all in.
Well, why not? 8-4. ENCE is starting to mount that comeback. Going all in on this as well could start to put them in an awkward situation. We could get close to a scoreline like 8-6, Henry.
Dare to dream.
Sunny out early from the underpass position. Smoke over. That'll land front connector for Yuho to try and work with. Molotov, okay, that clears the corner and gives them a bit more space, but interestingly enough, it's the boost instead. But still no picks on this. It's just the position that favors them. Yuho again going to be the one they send in early. Flash over. You'd expect a double kill to come out from him, but Quicks keeping just enough vision to turn back. However, there was a kill that still favors ENCE before that, and now it's down to just 2. Dominate and Downey. Downey again anchoring from CT has found 1 kill, but tagged up to 7 HP in this situation.
Yeah, this is much better play from ENCE, much more assertive, sticking together, getting to the sides and actually hitting the shots. It's Sunny that's doing most of the work this time. 3 kills for him this round, just going to be Downey. Like you said, 7 HP, can't really do much about this. The plant does go down for connector as well. There's the final kill. Alu's the player to find it as well. Like I said, ENCE just dominating these situations now. Getting towards middle, boosting up and towards the window and splitting the A side effectively, and their key players are starting to turn up as well now. And Sunny, he's had some very big rounds. I mean, very impactful at getting them. Round number 5 there. It's going to be ArchAngels with another eco here. So more of a partial buy, meaning they can just get Desert Eagles, 5-7, just pistols with body armor as well and try and see what they can do. Should be a guaranteed round for ENCE, but with shots like that are hitting, Matt, who knows? It's Quicks from the window that takes down Nasu.
Brilliant shot to start things off, but the nades do so much damage on the Dominate that Yuho just has to walk in and fire 1 bullet. Fetz, meanwhile, though, with the distraction, is able to pick up 1 in turn, but bomb thrown forward. The site is in the possession of ENCE. The 3 players alive on ENCE versus the 2 of that of ArchAngels. Zenda and Downey, again the Molotov thrown on the window. They're keeping the vision for Alu's AWP, but also limiting the movement, and that means he only has to check a doorway to find Zenda, his only entry point. And it's Sunny to close it out. We do hit the 8-6 for the first time today, Henry.
Exciting times. Well, after the huge lead that ArchAngels actually had, it was 6-0 up at one point. ENCE are closing the gap now, 8-6. The last 5 rounds have been going in their favor as well. Much more convincing stuff. It's Quicks back and toward that AWP now. Has been having a pretty strong game towards middle. Last round he got that 1D. And it looks like ENCE are going to finish things off with an A execute. All 5 players towards the A ramp. And 1 in Palace as well to do come in from the flank. It's going to be a simple flashover as well. It's quite a fast play. Like I said, assertive stuff for them the last few rounds.
I'll flash out from Downey, but rather obvious if anyone was peeking in that position, so no one really caught by that inside of the site. Instead, it's going to be a fast plant from ENCE. Will the flames reach? Absolutely. Stacked up as well, so Downey goes down extremely fast inside the fire. And they're limited, the CTs, on the perimeter of the site with no access points. 3 in the connector right now, and a rotation coming through to try and catch them there from Nasu. This is a good read. He knows they've limited them. He knows they're stuck out there somewhere. He's going to try and come up mid-late and catch them in the act. Sunny just needs to hold them there. The smoke and flames are gone, so they'll slowly start to advance, but no peeking means that they can't be comfortable with their position, and here comes the flank. It's Nasu with 1. And already a second complemented that by Yuho. Xarta's got dominate, and Yuho comes around the corner. 8-7 after going down 7-2 to start this.
Yeah, much better stuff there from ENCE towards the end. You can see that final round was testament to how they've kind of recalibrated themselves. Going much faster, they realize they've got much better players in terms of talent available on the server. So utilize them, get them in the position so they can actually get these frags, simple executions, get out to the bomb side and use that great aim some of these players have. Sunny, for me especially, played amazingly well. Nasu had a decent game. We'll see what they can do going into the second half.
It was actually 8-1 at a point. I thought it was 7-2 on the reset. It was 7-1 on the reset, which was even worse of a situation to be in. So considerably good job again. You mentioned it. They got the AKs and Galils out a little bit sooner with that bomb plant on what would have been round number 9, and that was hugely beneficial for them.
Well then, we're going to the second half here. Still anyone's game at this point, very evenly matched. It was ArchAngels winning that pistol, getting that huge lead to start with. Sort of dropped off towards the end, but I have to say, ENCE certainly arriving. We go into the second half now. We'll analyze the buy for both teams. CT's getting 4 sets of armor, and Nasu, more utility play for him. He's going to be getting the smoke and the diffuse kit. ArchAngels themselves, 3 smokes, and pretty standard buy so far for the T's on this map. 2 smokes and flashbangs as well. Normally, most teams will either go towards A, the simple execution in terms of the smoke towards the steps of the jungle, or you go towards B and you do 2 smokes towards short and you try and swarm the bomb side in that manner.
Quick peek toward the B apartments. No information gathered. Fall back immediately. Now, what this does mean is that they'll fall back clear mid and put emphasis onto A, and Yuho may soon discover that he's left alone to his own devices temporarily, and he must stay efficient in this situation. Spots 1, 2, and now 3 crossing over into the site. Call made. He knows the transition is toward the B site, but he's got to, again, stay alive. He just has to stay in this situation. Remember what happened last time to ArchAngels? They lost the first pick, but when they worked as a team on the retake through the window, they were easily able to take back the site, and this time it's Nasu that has the kit. They had 1 last time on Dominate. Sunny, good and aggressive, catches Downey off on the rotation before he can even make a play out of it just yet by getting in late. And here we go, same situation, this time without a kill to favor ArchAngels despite the bomb plant. It's all the teamwork ENCE needs, and they can just hold them inside the apartments. Good kill from Quicks, but they get the defuse already. And despite just coming down to 2 players remaining and the last kill finally coming in, they've tied it on 8.
Nice work from ENCE there as ArchAngels getting towards that B side. They went for the full fake towards the A side of the map. The 2 smokes, like I said, going towards the jungle and that steps area as well. There was 1 player going in, trying to sell the fake there. I'm not a big fan of those in pistol rounds. I really don't think they're that effective. It takes a lot to sell a fake into a bomb site. 1 player walking in with some smokes, it's never really going to do too much. And this time, ArchAngels do get the bomb down, but ENCE disciplined, didn't give too much away, waiting until they had all 5 players there, and we'll get into this next one. Sunny continuing his strong form here. 2 headshots from the UMP. They're unarmored players, but still, it all counts. Racks up the money for him going forward. He gets $600 per kill, gets his 3rd. Zart's joining in as well, and just Quick's the last remaining player. He's got 11 HP though, so they know exactly where he is, all running to get that kill. And if you make sure you give it with the UMP, he's going to get the extra money that I talked about before. So there it is. Lots of cash farm there for Sunny. He's actually got 6K. But this is where things get interesting now. This is like kind of a bonus situation for ENCE. They know the AKs are coming out. What's the play here? They've got a Mag 7, 3 UMPs, and a FAMAS. Do they take the risk and try and challenge it? Is there any upgrades coming at all? They're going to go straight in with these SMGs. Looks like it's the latter, as they all won't be upgrading a single thing. This calls for something a little bit more aggressive, like pushing Palace, pushing lower ramp, and that's exactly okay. So they're pushing Palace, so Sunny and Nasu going straight in there.
So they'll get that much map control at least to work with. Again, getting close with the SMGs, as you say, but again, it's a stack on B from ArchAngels. And Yuho, smoke already deployed, has a Molotov left to play with. Fast rotation would come in from Xarta in this situation, as Alu still just slightly lags behind inside of the window. And Zarda's actually favoring to peek through the smoke at the exact moment they enter. They're already through the window. Shotgun only getting 1, Yuho, but he does get bailed in the end. He gets avenged by Xarta. Bomb drop temporarily, already going to be recovered as soon as they drop down on a plant potentially coming in, but the smoke's gone. The window from Market has a chance to try and jump through. Sunny's not going to take it. Instead, he'll play passive and wait for his teammates to get in position. Alu, successful already arriving through the apartments, is taking down Downey. UMP, again, you said these SMGs had to get aggressive. Thankfully, they had so much control inside the Palace early, but now it's up against the AK,
wow.
And it's Quicks in a 1 versus 3 that's going to close it out.
What a play by Quicks. That's almost tested him after the UMP, how it doesn't have that versatility, the M4, those long-range or even mid-range situations. The AK's got such an advantage there. He can have a lot more freedom to be facing, and he just hits every single shot that ends. Look at the perfect retake coming in, a 3 versus 1 situation. And Quicks coming out on top. It has tied things up at 9-9. It's not the end of the world. It hasn't reset ENCE or anything like that. They've actually still got a nice, healthy buy going to this one. Alu on the AWP, and they have all the utility they need, so still a chance for them to reset them back, but still disappointing considering the circumstance.
An AWP still out for Alu. All things considered, they've got the catwalk smoke to try and get to the boxes a little bit sooner. And then the late window smoke to follow up. Cat now connector as well. Sunny's going to play on the top of the precipice inside of the connector, but can't afford to push through. The smoke on Cat missed, well, I won't call it misthrown. Obviously, they threw it that way with intent, but it doesn't go deep around the corner. So you can see Zarda, he actually had a decent position to look down into underpass. That could have been pretty beneficial to ENCE, but the timing wasn't quite in its favor.
We still have smokes available for ArchAngels as well, and it's going to be Downey finding the kill on towards Sunny. A big scalp to take, considering how well he's been playing so far. A split potential, very strong at the moment. They still have smokes for spawn, jungle, and the steps area as well. Players in towards middle. This could be the perfect time to make that play happen. Let's see what they decide to do. Nasudo, he knows he needs to find something here. He's kind of hunting around, seeing what's available. Will he go towards the palace area? No one pushing towards B, and this is where the terrorists really can capitalize now. No information gathered for the CTs, and Downey is holding the flanks as well towards middle. Surely going to be throwing the smokes over, but maybe it's just a contact play. And Zart takes down Downey, who's the player holding that mid position.
Alu as well onto Quicks. Pulls the favor back to ENCE. Dominate, though, coming in from Palace, spotted but not taken down. He gets the shot on Zarda, and it's going to be Alu trying to find it through the edge of the smoke. Can't land. Double smoke off, and now they've got a chance to try and plant this bomb. But look at the HP. It's so low, and Alu, he takes the fight. He jumps back up, and they can try and just pinch him in with a crossfire set. Has to commit to the plant because there's only 6 seconds, and Alu reads it perfectly.
There it is. Alu's rising to the occasion there, and towards CT spawn. I have to say, ArchAngels with that man advantage, the time available and the utility, they gave away a few kills for free there by going for that contact play. They know they've got it against a player like Alu, who's going to be favoring the AWP. They have no idea where it is. At least eradicate some possibilities and use the smokes nice and early, stick together, and you know you've got some possibilities you don't need to worry about. They went for that contact play, trying to save the smokes of the post-one situation. For me, that was the wrong call. But we go into round number 20 here. This is going to be the full buy from ArchAngels, the force buy, with Tech 9s, smokes, flashbangs, armor as well. They're all in this point, and this should be another round going in favor of ENCE, but Mirage is one of those funny ones. If you can get the bomb down with the smokes, can be quite interesting and uncomfortable for the CTs to hold it off.
Flash through, Nasu blinded, desperate to fire into it, and he gets 2 regardless with the UMP, but it's Dominate immediately back with one of his own bombs. Still going to try and enter on this, and with the smokes on jungle, they may still get the bomb plant out of this with Tech 9's forward stance as well toward the CT stairs, and Yuo needs to read this with the M4. But going down, is there a chance that that M4 is going to be recovered? Alu's swift to try and act on that position so that he can't grab it, and it's low HP. He knows it, he goes to the pistol, finds the kill, swaps to the rifle instead for the retake potential. They've got kits to work with. Nice shot from Sunny, just down to Quicks. We pulled off a 1v3 last time. This time, not as likely.
Well, there it is then. It looks kind of interesting for a moment there, but Alu got good information from his teammate. He's low HP. He runs around the corner with the USP and actually finishes that situation off, and there wasn't really much ArchAngels can do from that point, but ENCE now taking the lead by a couple of rounds. You can see the money is not fantastic for ArchAngels. They did manage to get the bomb down. That's an extra $800 on top of their 2-stage loss bonus, so it's still not a huge amount of cash here. Quite similar scenes here without the armor. You can see them buying some smokes, some flashbangs. It's Fetz who's got the body armor himself. We'll see what they decide to do. We're going to round number 21 now, but ENCE getting themselves a pretty comfortable lead. And it's going to be a fast play from the terrorist towards connected by his teams, just getting straight up there. Zart with the HE grenade should be able to do a ton of damage here. But it's Alu lighting them up with the AWP, and it's a simple round. Swiftly dealt with there towards middle. Not really much ArchAngels can do. 12-9.
12-9 indeed. So ENCE, after going down 8-1, decently to work with, but AK is going to come back out for ArchAngels. And decent execution to go along with this. We'll see if their default changes. This time 3 bias toward A. Potentially only 1 at mid, so less pressure applied early on. 1 smoke out from the CTs high on the ramp, and Nasu getting aggressive, gets caught. That's going to encourage this A execution even further. And they're going to go fast. They want to go for the flash play in, throwing out 1 smoke at middle on the catwalk where they have each and every round to try and distract to pull them away from this, but it's not working out because Sunny and Alu are each finding kills of their own, and Alu, good position still. Again, they've got all these smokes, they've got all these Molotovs. They haven't elected to use them to try and discourage the positions from ENCE, and Alu's in a prime position with the AWP. quite land the first shot attempt. However, look at Palace as it gets taken over and reoccupied once more by Sunny. Even if they go for the bomb plant, all they have to do is hold the perimeter, and they've got prime positions to disallow them any sort of post-plant positioning. Fetz gets Exarta. It's going to be Yuho immediately back in. Sunny to follow it up, but Alu, he'll take the final shot with the AWP. It goes to 13.
Lovely stuff from Alu here, but it looks like ENCE have found their stride now. We're going to round number 23. The pause does happen, Matt. So,
first one of the day.
The first one of the day. ArchAngels only finding, like you said, they had the 8-1 lead. Since then, they've only found 1 round. So there are 9 now. ENCE commanding sort of state. They've got the cash working in their favor. Most players on almost 5 figures at this point. Alu seems to be arriving as well. Sunny's having a great game. Natsu's had some very important impact as well. And it's ArchAngels with about 3K. We can see Sunny questioning the timeout. It is tactical.
It is confirmed tactical. And not surprising, like you say, 1 round since being up 8-1, pretty shocking. And the money starting to get pretty large on the ENCE side. 9-6-5 for Alu right now.
39. We'll see what kind of buy comes in for ArchAngels here. You can see they have gone for the partial mentality here. Tech 9s, body armor. It's quicks with the head armor as well. They have invested pretty dearly into this one. They've got a couple of smokes to play with, flashbangs as well. So what's the play here? Do you go for the 2 smokes towards short, flashes over, try and get to the B site, or are they going to try and keep it simple with just a simple A execution and try and go for that plant once again? It's very unlikely to win the round. You need a little bit more than that to actually make an impact, but let's see what they decide to do. The unpause comes in. It's ENCE, and really have been dominating the last 10 rounds. Well, it was such a promising start. ArchAngels seem to be slipping away.
Alu with a good spawn as well on this AWP. Is going to rush it toward A. I doubt he'll stop. Yeah, doesn't stop to go for A, man. He's going to go right to connector and try and spot this fast mid presence that they have been putting on. 1 player there from ArchAngels, but not daring around the corner is Downey. Instead, it's going to be set piece Tech 9s onto B site. 1 smoke, 1 Molotov left to work with. I imagine the smoke's going to land inside of the 4 pillars and go for fast plant. I take that back. It's actually the one thrown toward the catwalk to try and limit the positioning from Zarda. But that leaves such an open play for Sunny to work inside of, but he's gone down with only 1 kill. It's being traded back and forth. Zarda's got the odd man, and it's going to be just 1 remaining, and down inside the site goes Fetz.
Pretty comfortable for ENCE. Like I said, their money's absolutely fine for them right now. They've got 13K on 2 players, so even dropping a couple there didn't really matter. They did deny the plant, though, so ArchAngels are going to be struggling slightly. They don't have the orb going into round number 24 here. 1 more for ENCE will bring them to map point, and indeed series point.
It is a best of 1.
It is a best of 1.
Start off Group B.
He's going to be going towards middle with the AWP. See if he does decide to drop down, which he does. A little bit more of an aggressive angle here. That means he can see under that smoke anyone crossing over. The problem is players are going towards short. This could be difficult for him. It's going to be Sunny backing him up, though, but he still drops. Man advantage still going in favor of ENCE. 4 on 3 now. A lot of the hard work has been done. Like I said, 1 more round will give them series points, so don't really need to dig too deep for this one. There is 1 player from the terrorists towards the connector area. That's going to be Fetz. The bomb is still down towards the top middle. They have to find a frag here if they have any chance of obtaining that and getting back and repositioning the team together.
He's just going to wait. Fetz. Dominate, though, does get Nasu to start it off, but Fetz tried to make his play when that timing occurred, and it does not work out. Bomb, horseshoe, hands of Downey. Does find at least 1 kill, but I'm not sure he turned fast enough to let the bomb be revealed. Regardless, he's going to rotate back over. His teammate right now in the form of Dominate, is already inside of the A site probing and letting him know it's safe to rotate over. Yuho and Exarta are both tagged up right now, so 61 and 41 respectively.
Well, you can see Yuho starting to feel like it might be an A-side attack, but it's Dominate facing towards spawn by himself. That's left Downey in a horrible position now. 2 versus 1. The good news is, though, both CD players are low on HP. Still a huge ask here. If they can play together and make sure it's 2 targets, they should be okay.
They're going to try and exactly that. Go for trade potential, but 1 is isolated. And again, the low HP, it starts to favor as Downey gets all the way back to Tetris. He knows exactly where he's gone, does Exarta, but he can't do anything of it as Downey peeks back out. And it'll be double digits for ArchAngels, their first round in 13.
It's kind of crazy.
14, I should say. So they're 13 and 1 over the last 14.
Well, we'll see whether they can continue the form here. Like I said, ENCE, ton of money here. That's another 1v1 situation for ArchAngels. So you can see that's represented in the buy right now. 2 players on Galils. They're lacking some of the utility. 3 AKs as well. No orbs, that's for sure. And Alu should have whatever he wants available towards middle. But once again, that fast play towards short, there it is. He's expecting it this time, and he takes down Quicks. Zed's trying to do what he can, but so much aggressive play here from the CT. It's going to be Zati taking down Zende. If they were to win this round, it's pretty much GG at this point. There will be no money available for the Terrorists to go into round number 26. 5-on-3 now. CTs know they've got a huge advantage here going forward, and this should be tied up.
Quick smoke out, cover Cat. Allows Zarda to get another peek out toward top middle. Jumps. Designed gap, sees toward the boxes. And falls away with no information gathered. There's no need to go hunting any further for it. No information is still decent information in this situation, because if he goes too far, overextends, and gives away a man, it's possible for ArchAngels to still try and get into this A site, as it were, right now.
They're going to do what they can. It's another contact play here, but Alu and Nasu waiting for them as well. Nasu's just got the flashbang in hand. Alu hits yet another shot here. Not really much they can do. It's going to be a 5-on-2 situation. Might as well go for it. Can't allow ENCE to get so close to victory. But there it is. A couple of frags coming in favor of the T's. ENCE do not have to base these battles. Make them plan, and then you come in together. It's going to be the 3 versus 1. It should be problem solved at this point. There it is, the final kill. 15-10, as I said before. No money available for the Terrorists whatsoever. They now need 5 rounds in a row. They just don't have the means to actually get those together. It's going to be Deagles, maybe Tech-9s as well. ENCE, after a really shaky start, bouncing back effectively. And this should be over right here, right now. Should be there. You never know.
You never know. But it is 3 Deagles and 2 Tech-9s. Just to give you a context, in the other game, Space Soldiers up against Tricked, it's 13-3 right now for Space Soldiers, so that one getting close to the end in a convincing fashion as well. However, this one, it might be done right now, as it's Sunny and Zarda to start things off. However, watch the shuffle out as Sunny's going to do all the work. In fact, it's an ace. He got the assists from Zarda, but Sunny gets 5, and that's going to close it easy for ENCE.
I wouldn't say easy, but very convincing towards the end.
8-1 to 16-10.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's easy going 8-1 down.
You're right, okay. But
Yep.
I'm going to throw it in there anyway.
Okay, you wanted to get it in. You wanted
Yeah, I did.
You like a meme?
I'm going to say it's kind of easy.
Yeah, I would say towards the end it looked easy,
Yeah.
for sure. But if you're looking at the scoreline and how they started off, a lot of mistakes made. This is the problem with ENCE, right? They make too many of these key mistakes in big situations. They're going to get away with it these kind of tournaments, but if they want to progress and get to the top echelons, they're going to get punished for that. And
That's the thing.
They won't advance, but still, well recovered.
Well, and that is a good point, because this is a team that's built with some very determined goals in mind. So they have to definitely improve upon that. It was hasty to start things out. Good adaptation, though. That said, we are done for the first map of Group B. It looks like, as we go to the winner's match, it's going to be Space Soldiers that likely will prevail. It's 13-4 now, so Trick picked up the last round, but in that sense, it would be Space Soldiers versus ENCE, and that would be a better test for them.
This is going to be it's a hot game of the day, Matt. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, that said, we'll throw it back over to the analysts. I think Lurpus' shirt says it all.
Does it?
I'm not sure if it was easy, but
Yeah, the first. Let's put it this way.
The first 8 rounds were not easy.
It's like you know, they gotta. Seems like the boys just gotta give their opponents like a 7-1 lead, and before they start playing the game. Because honestly, the way they were playing prior to that situation was just horrible. I was almost in tears watching that.
I think Henry put it really well. They were extremely jittery in everything they did for the first 7-8 rounds. Whenever they would get onto a site, it was literally just complete chaos. No, didn't seem like there were any proper communication going on between the ENCE team. They were just kind of running around, getting picked off, and all of a sudden you end up in a 3v5 or a 2v4 type of situation, and you're completely lost because you have nowhere to go. So definitely, you can definitely see like a post and or a pre and post kind of mental check moment for ENCE in that game, and they did the same thing at DreamHack Summer as well. So this is clearly an issue that they need to address at some point. So maybe one of you two need to go full Passion of the Christ on them and just sit there with just get them going when the game actually starts, because it won't always work out too well like this versus better opponents.
No, I mean, their communication just wasn't on point. It started well with badly on the first pistol. They got the free entry into B. Heard some laughter from the stands on the first kill. Got free entry into the side 5v4 after plan, and then somehow gave that away. I mean, that was a textbook round where if you just played smart, you hold the right angles, you can't lose. You really just can't. And that sort of snowballed into that 7-1 deficit early on. But to be fair, after that, they only lost that 3v1 and 1 or 2 okay rounds. So they actually played well from that point onwards, but it sort of it looked bad for a while. And I mean, they just really need to get their comms going better. That's what I was telling them during their opponent's timeout and after the game. I was telling them like they just need to talk more. And if they feel like some of the time someone's not rotating, and I could tell there was a couple rounds where one where Yuho was rotating back to A from B, and it was sort of late round. He was the last guy coming over from B, and he was the only guy there. And he already got flashed early on, but he still didn't ask for anyone to come over. He got killed, and I think that was around 10-11 scoreline. Had Alu not rotated back to CT spawn to come around and kill that guy, I don't think they win that round because they would have had a perfect crossfire setup. My brother had the same mistake a couple rounds where basically his teammates were forced to rotate out. Someone got peeked. The T's got control of Link, and at that point he basically just sort of sucked it up and just gave up almost. Just played very bad spots in the site, and I mean, I told him that too. Like, he needs to just fall back into CT spawn. Like, yeah, he's not optimal, but guess what? Like, running around like an idiot in the site also isn't optimal. So, I mean, I think sometimes they just need to realize that the way they should be playing is not the smartest way. Like, it's not the optimal way. Sometimes you just gotta get nitty-gritty rounds, and that's how you win.
Well, we do have the winner interview ready, so we have to go through that. But before we do that, we got to remind you guys that there's a chat program called Pelringo that you could go to at chat.pelringo.com/ASM. Some of us are there to chat about the games, so remember to check that out. But without further ado, let's go to the winner interview. I'm not sure who it is with.
Thank you, Natsu and company. Congratulations, ENCE. Congratulations, Natsu. How does that win feel?
It was good. We played decent.
What happened at the start of the game? You were 0-6 at one point, 1-7.
I don't know. We usually start slow. So we lost the pieces around, lost the first gun round, so shit happens.
Okay, you guys played quite a lot for a long night last night. Does that affect your gameplay, getting ready to stuff like this?
Yeah, at least for me. I had only 3 hours to sleep last night, so.
Okay, are you looking forward to the tournament?
Yeah, of course.
Anything do you want to tell to the home crowd fans?
Nah, keep supporting us, I guess.
All right, congratulations, I'll let you go. And that's about the interview. I think we're going back to the analyst desk. Oh, nope, we're not. We're going to commercial break, and after that, we come back for the winners match of Group B.